gutted. I just recorded a full 6 minutes of audio, and the mic wasn't on. The mic wasn't on. What an idiot! So yeah, I'm still trying to figure this shit out. So don't expect, don't expect too much. My second podcast is just 6 minutes of silence. um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so. Well, I was halfway through a story. The last podcast was like halfway through a story. And it's also longer than 6 minutes long. It's like 12 minutes long. But that's not the point. Yeah. What was I saying? I can't even remember. I've recorded like 6 minutes. I'm raging. I was halfway through that story about getting pulled over. So yeah, I just finished work. I keep saying so yeah as well. Just listen to that last podcast. I've got so many horrible talking mannerisms. My voice keeps breaking, like I'm going through puberty. Anyways, anywho, I just finished working in the kitchen. I got pulled over. Yeah, it's because I got pulled over by the police for running too fast. That was what it was. And so I just finished work in the kitchen. And I'd been invited to one of my mate's 21st birthday parties. So she was 21. I think I was like 19 or 18 at the time. Didn't have a car, couldn't drive. I used to cycle to work, but for whatever reason I hadn't taken my bike. Didn't want to take my bike or whatever. Can't remember. It was actually a really good night. It was her 21st. It was it was my mate who works in the kitchen. It was his girlfriend. It was her 21st birthday. It was in her flat in town, and it was like, well, I'm gonna say like 4 miles away from where I was working. So I must have finished work about 10:30 or 11 at night, and I brought my vodka, a bottle of vodka. That was just what, like, you had to bring a bottle of booze, and it was so the rules were it's a burlesque birthday party, and you bring a bottle of booze, and that was it. I didn't know what burlesque was at the time, so I had to Google it. I've Googled it just now, just in case you don't know, because I didn't know what it was at the time, but I think it is quite a common word in common usage. A quote from Black Hawk Down, one of my favourite films. So according to Google, burlesque is an absurd or comically exaggerated imitation of something, especially in a literary or dramatic work, a parody. A variety show, typically including striptease. It's quite sexy stuff. The girls kind of, I think it's more like kind of like masquerade. I think that's the best. It's probably the same thing, I don't know. But yeah, I think all the guys just kind of wore suits, and I think we ended up getting like eyeliner on at some point in the night, but I can't remember much of it because I was drunk. Well, yeah, to get there, so the party had started already. I was missing the party. I had that fear of missing out, so I was running from work up the street in a suit. No, I wasn't in it. Yeah, so because I was wearing a suit and I was running, I didn't want to sweat in the suit, especially if I was talking to girls and stuff. I didn't want to get there stinking of BO. So I took my suit jacket off, my waistcoat off, and my shirt off, and I was just running in like suit trousers and shoes with no top on. And I was just lagging it up the street, and it was this massive hill, and the police pulled me over because they thought I was fighting or something. They were like, well, I was like, why do you think I'm fighting? I'm like quite a skinny guy. I was back then. We're quite slim. Athletic. We'll go athletic, okay? I wasn't skinny. I had a runner physique. Anyways, they pulled me over, and I was like, why do you think I was fighting? Like, oh, you match a description of people who fight. I was like, would you? Well, because I've got my top off. This makes no sense at all. Like, this is obviously, I must have looked like an absolute nut job, to be fair, sprinting up the street with a bottle of booze and my top off. So it makes sense to me now as to why they would have pulled me over. But back then, that's just how I did things, and I didn't see anything wrong with it at all. So yeah, they pulled me over, and then I asked them for a lift because I was late to get to this place, and they said no. But they were going that way anyway, so I was a bit gutted. Yeah, it was a good party. What else we got here? So that concludes my first podcast. Or I don't know. Yes, I suppose it should be one podcast, but we had to stop for a song in the middle. So I hope you enjoyed it. My first iPod broadcast. iPods are great. I used to like them. We've got a minute left, so I'll introduce the next song in a bit. But yeah, used to enjoy iPods, iPod classics. iPod Nanos was my first one. Didn't like Apple. Still don't like Apple. But I do like iPods. I still got one recently. It's a little scroll wheel. I love that. But then I got way too into like the quality of audio. It's disgusting. It's a very slippery slope. I could do my next podcast about audio files. Yeah, as in like pedophile, but audiophile. That's what it is. Like same spelling. Music lovers, audio lovers. Anyways, for all of you audiophiles out there, here is the next song. I'm gonna say it's Rosie's by Outkast because I love that song. Okay.